What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Disney podcast. We've done something a little bit different today. That is right, ladies and gentlemen. If you are watching on YouTube or if you listen here in just a second, you're going to realize we're missing one very, very important voice, and it's just me and Rob.
Hey everyone! Woohoo!
Woohoo! I
Can't wait
thought I
for
would get your horn on that one, Rob. Your
it.
horn sound effect.
I forgot. So Seb finally made it my thing, and I forgot the next week.
I know you made it your thing, and then your thing didn't happen. That's right. We are Sans Dave. He is a world traveler this week for work. I think he went over the pond, as they say. He went over the pond to the Middle East, I think, for his job. So, Dave, we miss you.
Yeah, we miss you. Hopefully, he's going to listen to the show. When I was out the other day, I fully listened to the show. Hopefully, Dave, you're listening.
Yeah. See, if you don't, Dave, then Rob's just a better co-host than you.
Too funny. Well, happy Halloween, Brandon.
Happy Halloween. And look, I'm even though we're not doing news tonight, I still brought my brew. Yeah. And it's that time of year again. It's Oktoberfest time of year. So that's kind of like a Halloween beer.
Nice.
It's delicious.
Yeah, I'm a big Coors Light fan. It's very boring, but I haven't had it in the house for a long time. So I'm like, you know what? There we go.
Are the mountains blue?
Isn't that cool? The bottle. I used to work for Coors Light. I don't know if you know this trivia question about me. I worked for them for 7 years, which was really nice. Cool. Promotions and stuff. And yeah, when the bottle's cold, it is blue. So we'll check in later. That's such a cool thing they did. But yeah, I got paid to drink Coors Light. So
there we go. Coors Light. I like it.
Yeah,
I like it.
Yeah, I said happy Halloween. You know, I was looking back and you guys never did it. I was like shocked. Like before the show, I was asking Brandon, I'm like, have you guys ever done the Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party? Like go over it or whatever?
No, we've never done a whole episode on it. I know we've alluded to it a lot. We've mentioned it. We've kind of mentioned things that happened during Not So Scary when talking about other stories. And I know it's come up in news and brews a lot that it's starting and things like that. But no, we have never devoted a full episode to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. So Rob thought it would be an amazing idea, and I agreed.
Yeah, and I've never done it. So full disclaimer here, Brandon's going to be doing a lot of talking. I'm going to be asking a lot of questions.
It's going to be like question and answer. Yeah, it's going to be like an interview. You guys get to sit on Rob interviewing me about Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Now, again, going with full disclosure, I have not been really since before the pandemic, but it hasn't changed that much.
Right.
There's a couple new attractions, a couple new things to see, but the general premise of the event is still the same.
Okay. Yeah. I can't imagine it's much different. So.
No. You're not going to change something that just rakes in money for you.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
That's what Disney is doing.
So I was listening the show before I joined the show kind of permanently as a host. I was listening. You guys did after hour parties. So
yes,
this is an after hour party, obviously. But how does this right off the bat? I was thinking like, what's different about this than those after hour parties that they did?
So. Good question. So obviously, one is the price point. I think the after hours parties are either $99 or $109. These are significantly more. I think they start if you went to one of the first ones in August, they started. That's right, folks. Halloween at Disney starts in the middle of August. So they've been going on for about 2 weeks. Those first ones were $109. Now we're getting up to the $149, $139 level. So the first difference is price point. The second difference is how many people they let in the park. And this is a huge difference. So with the after hours, it's a very limited amount. Every ride is pretty much a walk-on except for Seven Dwarfs Mine Train and now probably Tron, since that is there and included. The amount of people they let in the park for a Not So Scary Halloween party looks like a normal park day. There is no, you're still going to, most people are out doing characters and things like that. So a majority of the rides are still going to be short, but the amount of people in the park is significantly more. So that's difference number two. And then three.
Hold on. Can they filled to capacity for the Halloween party, or
they always advertise that it's some sort of like limited capacity event, but the last couple that we went to, I don't know if the area between the Haunted Mansion and like walking towards Splash Mountain, like Liberty Square, I think that's called. The last time we went, it was so crowded that you had to walk through kind of people sideways. So they say it's a limited quantity event. I don't think it's full capacity, park capacity, but it feels like a normal park day. So the after hours from that perspective feels way emptier than Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And then the third difference is what's included. So with the after hours event, all of your snacks are included. So ice cream, sodas, popcorn, all included. This is not included in Not So Scary.
Oh, okay.
So those are kind of the three main differences.
Okay. So yeah, I don't know exactly what this is going to be titled this episode, but I like the working title, like I told Brandon, is Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party for Dummies. I think that's going to be the title.
I mean, that sounds. I like it.
I like it too. So
I like it. So Dave's not here, so we can call it whatever we want.
Doesn't matter. And I said, hey, let's do the Christmas party one too. So
that's.
Yeah, I'm fascinated. I've never done these after hour parties. So like luckily I've got to do some Universal after party stuff. I, ran an after hours party event, which was awesome. I just never did one in Disney World. And you said you did it like, how many times have you did the Mickey's Not So Scary?
Probably at least 3 or 4 times. Okay. I think we did it at least 3 or 4 times in a row. And a lot of times it was, I think every time actually it was with Dave and his family. So awesome. It's definitely good to do if you've never done it.
Yeah, I want to try it. And unfortunately for me, like a family of 4, it's a pretty hefty price tag, you know what I mean? So
yeah, and like if you're going to go mid-September to October, because in October it gets close to $200 a person. Wow, so I mean, if you're looking for a family of 4 all adults, I mean, you're $800 to go to this party. So and there are some good things about it, but the price
6 to 11 is that what the time is?
7 to midnight.
Okay, it was close, but
and so if you've never been there or never read anything about Mickey's Not So Scary Party, basically it is how Disney celebrates Halloween. The park closes down for regular park guests at 6 p.m. So this is a separate ticketed event. You have to buy that separately. It is not park reservations not required. Okay. A day ticket is not required. Now the benefit to this party is you can actually get into the park at 4. So the party starts at 7. You can get in at 4. So if you think about it that way, the price kind of makes a little more sense.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I thought I knew that. So
you technically can get 8 hours of park time, in the park. Regular day guests leave at 6. You can still do stuff between 6 and 7, even though the regular day guests can't. And then they kick everybody out at 7. So then you have the run of the park till midnight. So for the $109, $129, $139 price point, it's really a win. I still can't justify paying $200 for it though.
You were saying the top price is obviously closer to Halloween. So
yeah, the closer you get. So obviously, like I said, it started in August and it goes through, I think the last one's actually in November. I think there's one after Halloween.
Too. Yeah, November 1st. So it's one day.
And so there's one day after, and then after that party is when they break everything down and change it to Christmas.
Yeah, like it's quick too, right? I'm looking at the calendar. It's a Wednesday. I would guess by the weekend they have the Christmas stuff up.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have Main Street decorated the next day. So November 2nd, there'll be the Christmas tree will be up in where the flag is, and then Main Street will have Christmas decorations. And then they kind of take that whole week to get everything fully changed over to Christmas. But yeah.
Yeah, and if you don't do the party and you go like to the Magic Kingdom one day, you don't get there's nothing to do with Halloween other than the party. There's no parade, right? There's no
parade. You still have your normal Festival of Fantasy parade. The only thing you don't get is if you go there as a regular day guest, there's no happily ever after fireworks that night. So the normal 9:00 fireworks show obviously will not happen because the park is closed at 7. They have their own fireworks show at 10:15. So you will not get a fireworks day. Now, if you don't care about that, these are actually one of the best days to go to Magic Kingdom, because people don't want to waste their park day on a short day that closes at 6 and one that they can't see the fireworks. So I was looking, they had a party last night. I was looking at the wait times, and everything was pretty much a walk on all day. So that may have been a little
for someone who lives near the park like you.
Correct. Yeah.
Go on it,
we actually thought about going yesterday just because the wait times were so but when we get off work, yesterday was a holiday, which was nice. So we could have gone, but usually these are during the work day. So the park closes at 6. You can't get there in time.
Yes, that's crazy. So yesterday was Labor Day, and so the wait lines were really short because the party was that night. Wow, that's crazy.
Yep. And all the other parks are packed. We were at Hollywood Studios last week when there was a party going on, and that's the most crowded I've ever seen Hollywood Studios. Wow. Like, they still had parking attendants out, and if you've been to Disney, generally you go to park at the park, and there's no attendance 2 hours before the park closes and on, and you can just kind of go park wherever you want. The parking attendants were still there an hour before the park closed because there were so many people coming because they left Magic Kingdom. Wow, so the other ones definitely get more crowded. So if you're looking to ride Rise of the Resistance or something over there, you're going to wait a long time for that on party nights.
So your point is to jumping back a little bit. So if you have a park hopper, then going to the Magic Kingdom would be great. If you're not
exactly exactly hit the till 2 or 3 and then go to a different park. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I'm on the fence, Brandon. Okay. Tell me the party. I no one could do it better than you. Come on.
Yeah. All right. So the party itself, I would always recommend it because it's a different experience than you'd ever going to get at Disney. You get to celebrate a holiday at Disney in not a normal way, right? So you can walk up and down the street at Disney now. Like, if you walk up and down Main Street right now, they have the Halloween decorations, they have the pumpkin decorations, but they're things you're going to get at a Halloween party that you're not going to get normally. So as we talked about, it goes from mid-August to November the 1st. Most of the dates now are sold out.
I was just going to say, I'm looking at September, all the dates.
Yeah, most of September, only the 26th and 28th are the only dates that are not sold out in September. October has the 1st, the 3rd, the 5th, and then a couple days leading up to Halloween. But Halloween, and it's obviously Halloween's the first one that always sells out.
And opening night, I would guess too. No,
and sometimes it took a while for opening night to sell out this time, and that's really shocking. Like we talked about, that's usually when the bloggers, right, and streamers and things like that go. So it took a while this time, but you're going to get stuff that you're not going to get any other time, and you're not going to get to experience at Disney. Just some of the things that they do at the Halloween party. They have a Hocus Pocus villain spectacular. Three or 4 times a night, they do a stage show with the ladies from Hocus Pocus. You're not going to see that normally in the park. They have, in my opinion, one of the best fireworks shows of the entire year.
Wow.
And that's the Not So Spooky Spectacular. They use perimeter fireworks, much like they do on 4th of July, and they do them at Christmas and New Year's, but it's a different experience to have perimeter fireworks if you've never seen them in the Magic Kingdom. So that's another thing. For all the kids, and it's a good thing, they have dance parties all over the Magic Kingdom. So over like in stuff they have DJs. So like over by Space Mountain on that stage, there's a DJ. At the castle, there's a DJ. So it's just a different vibe than you would normally get at a normal day at the Magic Kingdom. And then the best parade, hands down, I love it more than Main Street Electrical Parade. I love it more than the Festival of Fantasy Parade. And the Christmas parade. It's called the Boo to You Halloween Parade. And I know we've all heard music from it. Just go on YouTube and just check out the Boo to You Parade.
The song
it gets in your head. It gets in your head, and you will sing it forever. And then the very last thing, that you get to go trick-or-treating. They get to hand out, you go to these little stations all over the park and pick up candy.
Yeah, I want to talk about that too. So I remember when I first saw that they kind of how long have they been to trick-or-treating? Like, for the history of the party?
I mean, as long as they've been doing the party. I mean, that's at least 20 years.
Because I like back, 5-6 years ago, like we get a little bit of candy, but you get like, and I think Mars sponsors it or Hershey sponsors it, one of the companies.
Yep, I think it's Mars.
And you literally, Mars Wrigley.
You can rack up. I mean, there's some people that get all $199 worth that they spent in candy.
It's crazy. They literally take like a scoop and they just throw the candy in. So this is what I want to ask. See, this is why I wanted to get you on, Brandon, because this is cool. So let's talk about. It says I'm on the website too, so I'm kind of following along with you. Trick or treating throughout the park, but it doesn't even mention this. Like, it's not in regular spots, and this is a little bit weird. And this is what I want to kind of understand. So, not all the rides are open for the event, right?
They should be, except for the ones that are under renovation. But
no, because this is what I saw. Like, you trick or treat in Country Bear Jamboree. You trick or treat.
Okay, yeah.
Birds.
They may have some of those spots, the less popular party rides.
And they weren't on, so that's kind of spooky too. Walking into the Country Bear Jamboree, it's just not operating. Like it's just like
it's weird, but it's very Disney-like because a lot of times you stand in line for 15 minutes to go get candy, which was always baffling to me.
Right.
Let's all go wait in this line just to get a scoop full of candy. But it's kind of cool. You get to see some of these attractions like kind of shut down and in their dormant phase.
Another one was the Monsters Inc. Laugh Factory.
Monsters Inc.
Thing. Is there other ones you can recall? Because they don't really list where you go, but I was just curious. What else? If you
those are I don't remember a lot of them in attractions. A lot of them were like, down where you go under the bridge to go into Splash Mountain, where you take a picture with the 7 dwarves back there. Like there was one back there, and then there was one over by Thunder Mountain. There's one over by Space Mountain. So a lot of them are just outside because there's just so many people that they have to try to file through there that they don't want them go, weaving in and out of all these attractions. But some of them are cool. They're in, like, I remember there was one like in the queue, the outside queue of Pirates. So you didn't go in the Pirates ride, but you weaved through like all those chains and stuff and picked it up in there.
That's awesome. And then I'm looking, you could come in a costume. I didn't even know you could do that.
So yes, you could come in a costume. Like obviously no face masks.
Right.
I think kids can wear face masks, but if you're over 14, then you can't wear a face mask. But there's some people who get fully decked out. Now, here's one thing I want to warn people about if they plan on coming this year or some other year. Just because this is a Halloween festival, you need to remember that it is still 100 degrees in Florida.
That is true.
That is the number one thing you have to remember, because if you wear a costume that is very warm or does not breathe well, you will have a miserable time at Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. Man. Like all of our costumes were always
like a t-shirt and a
t-shirts that had something on it, and then like
a bow tie,
something on your face. But there's some people that go, I've seen full Jack Skellingtons. I've seen, people dress up in like Darth Vader. Like I've seen some serious stuff. But yes, you can come in costume, but just keep in mind there are guidelines. You can't dress to look exactly like a Disney princess. They'll crack down on that because they don't want random strangers taking random pictures with random people who don't work for Disney. So I have seen people have to take off their costume because they're dressed too alike to one of their actual characters.
That's funny. Yeah. I was thinking to ask that too. So
yeah.
Speaking of characters too, and like this baffles me. This is crazy. I don't know if you conquered this or not, but I'm always jealous in Disneyland, and Disneyland has their own party too, which is kind of cool. I think California Adventure has their party. The what's the villain from
the Oogie Boogie Bash?
Oogie Boogie Bash. Yeah, that looks awesome too. But
that looks awesome. Disneyland
has the Nightmare Before Christmas overlay in their Haunted Mansion, and we'll never get it over here, which is
never happened.
I've never done it. One of these, that's on my bucket list. I got to go do the Haunted Mansion overlay.
I agree.
But we do have Jack Skeleton and Sally. So I don't know did you ever get a picture with them? I saw the lines could be 3 to 4 hours.
Yeah.
With the party. I can't imagine waiting paying all that money and waiting 4 hours.
Yeah, no, we never
Sally.
waited. I don't think the only person we waited in line to see was Moana, and that's when she was not
Right.
anywhere else in the park ever. She was only at the Halloween party, and we actually. This is what you do if you want to see one of those characters. We talked about how you can get in the park at 4:00.
Right.
If you want to see one of those characters, check into the park, go directly to where said character is meeting. It may not be open at 4:00, but get in line.
Yeah.
Because if you don't care about the rest of the park and like seeing characters that you never see is your number one goal, go get in line. Like you're going to wait in line anyway.
Yeah,
it's better to wait in line for an hour and a half than wait for 4 hours at 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, there's some very rare characters. Jack and Sally always have a huge line, but I'm with you. Like I couldn't.
Yes, they look strange though.
They're very weird. They're very, very weird.
You know, when you think about it, Jack Skeleton has like your pinky size neck, like he's really tiny. You know what I mean?
It's very weird, and those long weird fingers. He's very weird.
Yeah, and I'm saying in the movie, and then the real life guy, whatever, like
he's just normal.
You can't do those proportions.
No, you can't. You can't imitate that dude's neck in real life.
Exactly. Yeah. So, what else? Are some of the cool characters?
Some of the seven dwarfs are usually out. You don't usually see them.
Oh yeah, that's another cool one. Is that a huge line too? The seven dwarfs.
It's as with anything, the longer you wait into the party, the bigger the line gets. When we saw them, we have a great picture when we went during the Halloween party. We got a great picture with them, and
I think I've seen your picture. Yeah,
it was back. I don't know where they do it now because again, I haven't been there since before the pandemic. But this was back by Splash Mountain. There's out by the bathrooms. There's this little area. And that's kind of where they were. So you got the seven dwarfs, obviously, Jack and Sally. Queen of Hearts is usually out. From Alice in Wonderland. You might see the Mad Hatter. So there's some rare characters that are, again, going back to having the experience unlike any other day at Disney. You're going to see some of these characters that you're not going to see during a normal day and you would never run into because they're never like Jack and Sally will never just be out at Disney. Yeah.
It's a shame. One of the things too, I saw in the past too, I don't know if they do it anymore because I'll be honest, I didn't see anything this year. They have live actors in front of the Haunted Mansion, and then they have live pirates in the Pirates of the Caribbean or Caribbean, whatever you want to say it. Like, I don't think they do the Pirates this year. So,
for some reason, I heard that there were not any live actors in Pirates, which I always thought made the experience awesome. Like,
so cool, yeah.
My favorite ones were the ones in line down in the jail cells.
Yeah, that's cool.
That makes the line a little more interactive. Like, there was only one or two in the actual Pirates ride. One was kind of in the Jack Sparrow scene in the beginning, and then there was one kind of up on the bridge before you go into the burning city. So those were cool. But they do have the Haunted Mansion. I saw a video the other day. They do have the lady outside of the Haunted Mansion in the graveyard. So those are always fun.
One factor too, and you know, I know it's been raining a lot by you. So if it rains, and they don't do a lot of this stuff, I heard too, right? The fireworks. If
it rains, obviously, they're going to light off fireworks. The good news is they're going to light off fireworks unless it's lightning. If it's raining, they'll go. Like they don't, they've got too much money invested, and if they don't light off fireworks when they're supposed to, they have to go off at 4 a.m. And that doesn't make anyone who lives near Disney very happy.
Yeah.
So that stuff goes on.
Sell fireworks.
Probably. Well, they do. I've seen them after midnight, but I've heard them at 3:30, 4 o'clock in the morning. They have a button. I've heard they have a button that just says "all go," and so it sounds like Afghanistan in my neighborhood at like 3 in the morning. They just hit a button and it launches the whole show in like 5 minutes.
If you see the video, my mouth's wide open. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is
because once they load them, they have to shoot them off. They can't unload them. So
that's crazy.
They just have to wait till then. Everybody's out of the park. Everybody's cleared the areas, especially these, because like we said, there's perimeter. So they shoot from all around the back of the Magic Kingdom. So I've heard them at 3:30 or 4 in the morning.
That's crazy. There's no noise ordinance? I guess they own their own property.
No.
I guess
Disney's like screw noise ordinance. I mean, when they test shows, it's always at anywhere between 12 and 3 in the morning. So depending on how late the park's open.
So there's no, besides the candy, there's no free food or anything. There's no like none of that stuff.
There's special treats you can buy, but none of it is included like in the after hours. So that's why I feel like the after hours is a better deal.
Yeah.
If you want to ride rides, the after hours is a better deal. If you want experiences, Mickey's Not So Scary is the better value because you get a heck of a lot more experiences. Like I said, the parade is worth the price of admission because you're never going to see that anywhere. And the good news is they do it twice. So here's my tip. If you go to the Not So Scary Halloween party,
love the tips.
Always watch the second parade. It's at like 11:15. Most people have come. They've gotten their pictures. They've gotten their candy. They went to the earlier parade. They saw the fireworks. So they're out. Like if they got young kids, they're gone. So the parade that's at 11:15 is very lightly attended and you can get great photo shots.
Okay.
Very cool. That is, if I have one tip, it's watch the second Boo to You parade.
I love that tip. Just try to think what else. So I'm looking at the specialty bites. There's like monster fingers and stuff. Like, okay, so is it scary? And
no.
like, by the way, one cool thing with the parade, and I don't know if they do it all the time. Like, I know it's there this year. They have the Headless Horseman right before the parade.
That is cool.
I don't know, Brandon. That's scary to me.
Well,
if I was a kid, I'd be scared.
If you're a kid, you may be scared of it. I personally don't think it's scary. And just keep in mind, if it is drizzling at all or kind of rainy, they will not do the Headless Horseman. The horse could slip, lose their footing, run over people. So they won't do it at all. I've been there a couple times. I think the first 2 times we went, it rained. So we didn't get the Headless Horseman. But yes, that is a very cool opening to the parade. Again, an experience you'll never get if you don't go to this party. For the horseman to ride all the way from Frontierland all the way to the hub on Main Street is pretty cool. But yeah, I guess it could be a little scary, but it's not like a Halloween Horror Nights situation. You know, there's not people jumping out and scaring
we
you
said at the same time. Like, it's not like Universal's. Yeah.
No, it's definitely not like Universal's. It's more campy, horror-y, Halloween-y stuff. You know, it's Disney. They're not going to, you saw what happened when they had the alien encounter at Disney. Like, they're not going to scare people to death. No, so it's not scary.
That's cool. Do you remember what the main rides that are open that you get to see, or?
All the main stuff is open. Pirates is open. When Splash was around, Splash was open. Thunder Mountain's open. Space Mountain's open. People Mover's open. So I mean, it's pretty close to a normal park day, unless they've closed something down to make it a candy stop. But it's mostly a park day. Now we do have the addition of Tron this year. For the Halloween party.
Let's talk about that too. I was
the first Halloween party. Yeah. So if you don't know, or if you're not expecting it, Tron is not a walk up and ride attraction at the Halloween party. So if you have a ticket to the Halloween party, the virtual queue opens at 4 for Tron.
That's great.
Well,
hold on a sec, because I've never did a queue for Tron. So a park day at 7. Is that
a park day? The first one's at 7.
Okay.
And then the second one, if you're in the park, is at 1:00.
And then this one's a separate.
And then this one is a separate one that only will show up if you have a ticket to the party. Just like just like if you go ride Guardians of the Galaxy, you don't have an Epcot reservation, it's going to say you don't have a reservation to get in this park. Same thing with the party. If you don't have a party ticket in your My Disney Experience app, it's not going to let you select Tron. So you got to go in at 4:00, select your time. It's normal. It'll give you a time to come back. Unfortunately, it is a one and done experience at the party. So the good news is when you go on it, there's virtually no wait. During a normal park day, if you get called back to Tron, you could still wait 30, 35, 40 minutes to get on the ride, even if you have the virtual queue. In the party, there's everything that I've seen is just we've walked onto it. So it's nice that there's no wait, but it is a one and done. You can't ride it unlimited at the party, which is a bummer. Like if I paid $200, like I want access to everything.
Yeah, that would be awesome. So,
but nope.
But they just don't. I don't even think they can accommodate a regular lounge yet. They don't even have it really set up, right?
Yeah, I don't.
have to
I
do the
don't.
virtual queue. So
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see when that thing goes to the standby line, if it ever does, like where they're going to put the people, because there's not a tremendous amount of space inside, which means they have to weave it around outside. But those sidewalks are not. They're not huge outside, so it's not like I don't know where they would put all the people. So it'll be interesting to see. But yes, no unlimited at the party.
I pulled up the attractions. I'm just gonna run through them real quick. If that's right, Jungle Cruise.
But
they don't have. It's no like the Jingle Cruise. It's nothing to do with Halloween, right?
There's no theming on anything.
Right. Magic Carpets, Pirates, Swiss Family Treehouse. Ooh, you can really get to go on this Family Treehouse. That'd be
Although
awesome.
if it's a cool place, like it's a cool place to watch the fireworks if you don't really care about what's going on the cast.
It's a good tip. Big Thunder and Haunted in Frontierland and Liberty Square. That's it for those two. I guess Prince Charming's Regal Carousel, Small World, Peter Pan, Pooh, Mad Tea Party, Little Mermaid, Seven Dwarfs, and then Dumbo, Barnstormer, and then Astroland has a lot. So Astro Orbiter, Buzz. They list Monsters Inc., but I saw them giving out candy, so I'm a little confused with that. I saw it on like a live stream. Space Mountain, Tomorrowland Speedway, TTA, and Tron with the virtual queue, like you said. So
no Carousel of Progress. I'm really bummed.
Okay. Yeah, that's probably closed at 6. It probably closed early too. It's not even or whatever. It probably closed at park closing too. So
probably. Yeah, but yeah, I mean, like I said, most of the stuff is open, and most of the stuff. I mean, it's not going to be. You're not going to wait an hour and a half to get on a ride, but you may wait 25 minutes, half hour on some stuff if it's the popular stuff like Haunted. Obviously, it's a Halloween party, so
a half hour for Haunted Mansion. It's crazy.
Yeah, it depends on what time you go. Like I said, another tip from Brandon: if you're going to go to the party, knock out all your non-ride stuff early, and then wait till later to get on the attractions.
Yeah,
because again, once the fireworks go away. And once the parade is over and the stage shows stop, people are rolling out. So
they got kids. I can't imagine a kid staying past 10, even 9. Some of these little kids, So
and I mean, you could work your way around. You could do Pirates, Thunder, Haunted, Small World. Like you could work your way pretty much all the way back around if you started that at like 10 o'clock.
It's crazy.
If you're not worried about candy, if you don't care about candy and characters.
Looking at some of the other cool stuff. Not So Scary Memories, Photo Pass photographers.
There are cool photo passes. There's one with like you get a picture with the headless horseman, like he's rearing up on his horse. Cool. There's one where you're holding like a flaming, it might be a flaming apple or a flaming pumpkin.
That's awesome.
That's kind of cool. Those are cool, and again, you can only get them at the party. So
let me I'm a layman. I'm not as cool as you. I don't have it. You have. Is that included all the photos for the party, or do you have to pay for that? You have to have
it's just like every other photo pass. Like it'll have the watermarks on it if you don't pay for it or have it on your pass. So
okay,
Disney. So
do you get that free with your season pass? I forget.
It's $100 on top. So like Krista has it on hers, but I don't have it on mine because 9 times out of 10 we're together and she can just get the picture.
Right. And you could even bring her band, right? They wouldn't.
I could bring her band. Like I could bring her if I went. I could bring her band. But
I did that
again. It would show up. It would show up on her. It would show up on her app. So
right. Yeah. It says magic shots too. So it looks shots. like they have. You could take the shot with the Grim Grinning Ghost from Haunted Mansion, which looks kind of cool.
I forgot about that one.
That looks really cool. And then what else is here? Memory Maker. They kind of say the same thing 3 times, kind of to expand it out a little. So try to see what else is cool about this. I don't know. Event merchandise too. What's some of the cool merches you remember in the past?
I got a couple cool T-shirts from there, and a lot of times they only if you go during the day, you can't see this merchandise. They put it out starting at 6 o'clock, and you can only buy it at the party. So it's on eBay, and I don't know. Just with Disney, I don't want to buy stuff from things I didn't do. So exactly. I'm not gonna go on eBay and be like, I went to Mickey's Not So Scary in 2023 and I didn't. So
I'm a snob with stuff like that. I used to love, oh my God, I was there, it's in I don't know, 2010 and it was the anniversary. But I actually don't like anything with years on it or anything like that.
No, and that's what the one thing that irks me about Disney is they put years on everything.
We talked about this.
Just stop putting years on things. Like the shirt is still just as cool, even if it doesn't say 2023. But yeah, awesome. there's some good merch that you can only get at the parties. There's some good snacks you can only get at the parties.
What's the dessert party? They have something.
It's probably I think it's the dessert party for the fireworks show. It's much like the happily ever after dessert party. And you can also book, and I don't know why you would do this, spend all that money. You can also book like dinner packages. So you can go to be our guest during the Halloween party if you really wanted to.
They do anything special?
Nope. It's just open. And so I don't know why you would spend $199 to go in there and spend $199. But people do it.
When I went to Hershey a couple weeks ago, they give you the free preview for the 2 hours, like I talked about on the last show, which was awesome. So, and I said to my family, I'm like, we only have 2 hours. We're there 6 to 8. So there's no way I'm going in there and eating dinner. So we went to the special chocolate restaurant, chocolatier. We went there, which was awesome. We went at 4, and I said, by the time we sit there, it's so crowded and everything. We're gonna eat at 5. So we ate like a perfect time at 5, and then we went into the park. So like I think that's another good tip. Don't go there.
Eat early.
You want to eat some of their cool specialty stuff.
Yeah. If you're looking, I was agreeing with you. Yeah. If you want to eat, go in at 4. And get a restaurant reservation and eat. Now, do not fear. Say you get a reservation at 5:30. They're going to let you eat at 5:30. If that takes you until 6:45 or 7 o'clock, it's fine. When you leave the restaurant, they usually give you like a bracelet. It's like the bracelet of shame. So that lets people know that you're not supposed to be in the park. And so they'll kind of let you out of the restaurant, ushering you to
wait, hold on a sec. See, I just went over my head. So you're talking about if you're in the park and you don't have the tickets. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Let's say Rob, you want to eat at the Skipper Canteen, right?
Okay.
You go eat at 5 o'clock. The park closes at 6 for normal day guests. That's when if you're in the park, they're going to start ushering you towards the exit. Right. So say your dinner goes from 5:30 to 6:45, 7 o'clock. When you leave there, one of two things will happen. One, they'll give you a wristband, the wristband of shame. That's bright and yellow and ugly, probably, that alerts cast members that you should not be wandering, and they will send you towards the door. Or number 2, there will actually be a cast member that escorts you out of the park, not to at least to Main Street to get towards leaving. So you can still do a dinner reservation, and the system will still let you make a dinner reservation. So say I was like, I'm going to try to sneak into the party. I'm going to make a Skipper Canteen reservation at 7:30. The system will let you make that. But then once that day shows up and it realizes you don't have a park ticket, it will cancel your reservation. Yeah. So that's
awesome. That's like another hack, if you don't have a ticket for that.
So if you just know that you can go to dinner, but you're not going to be able to sneak into the party. That's don't feel like, Disney has thought of that. You're not going to be able to you're not going to be able to sneak past
we got Joe here, isn't it?
Oh, we got Joe. They're coming out of the Skipper Canteen. Don't let them in, pirates. And, because it was different, like when they used to have extra magic hours, right? For the resorts, you could wander around the park, right? But they scanned your band to get on attractions.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of people think that it's the same with the party. Like you can still walk around the park if you just don't try to do anything. But that's not the case. Like I think last time we went, they blocked off the hub, much like they do at Rope Drop. They blocked off the hub and they wouldn't let you through unless you had the party band on. So there's many ways that they're going to keep you from trying to get into the park, and just be aware you cannot wander around even if you plan on doing nothing.
Okay. Interesting. But you think say I don't let's do another scenario. I'm just because I like the hack aspect.
I like your scenarios.
Say it. I went that day. It's 6 o'clock. And I do the dining reservation, and not even that. I don't do the dining reservation, but 6 o'clock, and I kind of like hang out on Main Street? Are they like they let you hang out on Main Street and shop and stuff, or they
Eventually they will kick you off Main Street too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I think obviously there's a grace period because it closes at 6. So, you could be in line for an attraction at 6:00. Like they're going to kick you out when you've satisfied whatever you're doing. You know what I mean?
Right.
So like if you happen to be on Big Thunder Mountain,
Right.
so I'm going to say if you want to try to sneak into the party and see what's kind of going on, make sure you're in the line for Thunder Mountain at about 5:50. Right. Now, I don't know. They may, and like I said, it's been a while since I've been there, so they may have changed this. They may say you can't get in line after 5:30. I don't know the answer, but if they do, go to the ride or the attraction that's the furthest away from the front.
Right.
Get in line 10 minutes before it's closed.
I like
and
that.
then you at least be able to walk all the way out of the park.
Right.
Through the party.
Slowly.
Through the party. Now, I know they don't start the stuff until 7. So unless you're in line for Big Thunder Mountain for an hour, you're probably still going to miss the party anyway. But don't tell them Brandon told you to do that.
I like that. So,
but I may have done it once or twice.
That's my kind of guy. That's my people right there. I like that. That's awesome. Very cool. There's a cool article in USA today, and I said to Brandon actually just did a lot of their tips. They said you knew them off the top of your head, but one of the things they were saying was just the characters and stuff like that. If like I said, the lines for the characters are just ridiculous. So one of the thing is Cinderella and what is it?
Elena.
There it is. Elena, thank you.
Reading is fun.
Yes, is in Princess Fairy Tale Hall. So you could do that anytime, but they said there's like no line for that.
Yeah, if it's like a character that's there all the time and you never get to see them, this would be a great time to see them. Like the princesses always have a huge line, but if you want to see them during Halloween, no one cares about the princesses.
Yeah. Who's Powerline Max? I didn't know what that is.
Oh, from a Goofy movie?
Oh, okay. So so it's Max from the thing.
Max,
so,
yeah.
I noticed he walked down Main Street with like a little dance party, and then the Headless Horseman came.
Yeah.
And then the parade came. So I did notice.
I guess he was getting the
Powerline Max.
Powerline Max, yeah. Yeah, Max is cool. He's out every once in a while. So, but everybody loves Powerline Max.
All right. I just didn't know what that is. So it says Alice, Mad Hatter. You mentioned those Jasmine and Aladdin comes out. So all right. Well, I think we covered everything, which is awesome. So is there anything else you could think of for the party or not? So,
no, I mean, I would honestly, if you're going to plan a fall trip to Disney World, I would recommend spending the money once to do the party. It's absolutely worth it. Like I said, the experience you get from it is not like any other thing at Disney. It doesn't happen in any of the other parks. So if you can get it because it's fun. Just know that there's going to be a lot of people. It's not going to be like the old days when the park feels empty. But definitely worth it. Check out the Hocus Pocus show. They do it like 3 or 4 times a night at the front of the stage, and there's a little fireworks display that goes with that. Remember to get the second parade for the Boo to You parade, and then watch. Obviously,
and the shows have projections too. Like
the shows have project. I mean, the fireworks show is just like Happily Ever After. It's just better. It's
okay.
It's just better. I think if I had to rank them, I love Happily Ever After, but if it was like pure Brandon loves them awesomeness, it's the Halloween. It's the Halloween show, then it's the Christmas show, then it's Happily Ever After, then it's New Year's, then it's the 4th of July. Okay. So that's kind of my,
and you've done them all, obviously. So.
And that's kind of my my nighttime spectacular rank at Magic Kingdom. It's just there's nothing like perimeter fireworks, and they do not have as many perimeter fireworks as they used to. There used to be 5 or 6 different launch sites. They would launch from behind you, like in the Seven Seas Lagoon.
That's crazy.
And so it was a 360 circle of fireworks, which was awesome. But COVID happened and they started all the renovations, and I just don't think that they got all of them rebuilt in time. So hopefully they will come back. But yeah, definitely get a spot in front of the castle. These are not ones you want to be back on Main Street where you can't see anything. Get a spot in the hub in front of the castle to see the fireworks. And then actually the best place to watch the Boo to You parade is, where the flagpole is in the hub right before you leave. get right at the end of that street where the street divides. We stood there one year, absolute best. If you're a photographer, you got great photos because everybody comes straight down Main Street at you before they break off. So that's the absolute best part. And you're not going to have to, generally not going to have to fight and go sit there 3 hours before the parade because everybody's seen it before.
You're saying they come down and then they go in the circle and they just
so they're going to come straight down at you and then they turn to your right to go around the circle, but they're walking straight down at you. So if you have the ability to, at the end of your night, if you're tired, just go pop a squat there at the end of Main Street at the hub by the flagpole, and you'll have a great view of the party. I mean, the parade. Yeah, that's what I got.
Yeah, in this tips they were saying like they only waited 15 minutes for Mine Train, which is awesome. 7 Doors Mine Train, and Space Mountain goes dark during the event, which is kind of cool.
I do remember that. Yes,
so that probably dark. Yeah, that just probably it's not lit up, so people probably think it's closed. So whatever. So that's kind of cool. Then it says also worth noting that Carousel of Progress, Enchanted Tales with Belle, Tom Sawyer's Island is closed. If you want to experience them, do it before 6. So like I was joking, but that was no joke.
Yes, I've heard there was a furious uproar that Tom Sawyer Island was not open during this, which I think that would be a cool spot to do a place that has jump scare stuff. You know what I mean? Definitely. There's already like caves over there.
Yeah.
Right.
Cool.
And so obviously say this is adult. There is scary stuff over here, but I think that'd be cool. Like a cool little walk through kind of haunted Disney area if they could do it. But then you got to worry about obviously getting people over there in a boat and all that stuff at night. So
it really is pitch black.
It is dark, but it would be really cool to make a haunted house over there.
Yeah. I'm looking at some of this stuff too. Like, what's some of the candy you get? Like, it says caramel cold brew M&Ms and Skittles gummies. That's kind of
yeah. I mean, the last time we went, it was like Reese's Pieces and like Snickers and Milky Ways and M&Ms, regular Skittles. I mean, people bring they sell bags, obviously, or they give you a bag when you go in.
So that's another tip. They actually
they do give you a bag. It's like a little plasticky thing with a handle that's like themed to not so scary Halloween, but you're going to need a lot of you could fill up 3 or 4 of those easy. If candy is your goal.
Do they give you more than one, or they just give you one and that's it?
You can buy more. They give you one, but you can buy more if you want.
Okay. That's interesting.
Disney's always going to take your money.
Yeah, it's funny. Yep. Can you bring a bigger bag? Can you bring your own bag?
I've seen people bring in pillowcases, normal, around the neighborhood trick-or-treating kind of ghetto style. You know what I mean? I've seen it because they'll give you as much candy. Some people, and you see it on Facebook in the pass holder page, some people's goal is to go there and get as much candy as possible. Again, I don't know why you pay $200 to do that, but some people do.
I don't know. People are weird.
And they do have, the good news is they do have allergy friendly candy. So, or treats. So if you can't have candy, they do have options. And that's where I love Disney. They have, with all of their restaurants, they're very good with gluten-free and allergy stuff. So it's good that if you have a kid who can't have peanuts, they still have an option to go get some candy that's away from the peanuts, right? So they can still feel included.
I have another weird question. Is everything open normal? Obviously
restaurants?
Obviously those couple of rides are closed, but restaurants and gift shops and because Universal's it's not all open.
No,
especially when you book the party, you get this, and this, and that's really it. So go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, I don't think everything's open. I think last time we went, Pecos Bills was closed. Okay. The sit down restaurants are obviously going to be open because you can book dining packages for those. Right. I think Cosmic Rays is open. They also have a dance party in there.
Right, so I did see that.
It's super loud. But a lot of the party is more treat based as opposed to meal based. So even if those places are open, a lot of them are just giving out cupcakes or, slushy drinks or something.
Where do you buy the finger cupcakes, whatever? Is it just in some of choice?
Yeah, there's a list. Where Sleepy Hollow is, that where they sell the waffles. That's one of the main places that sells the themed food.
Okay.
One because it's called Sleepy Hollow and it's kind of into the theme. But you can get the cupcakes at Cosmic Rays, I think, has cupcakes. The Sleepy Hollow has treats, and then I think that's it. I think those are the two main places. Again, it's very treat oriented at the kind of like those little stands as opposed to restaurants.
Yeah. The thing at Cosmic Rays is Disney Junior Jam.
Disney Junior Jam.
That sounds interesting. So.
Oh, and then they have it at I forgot the one place. The restaurant underneath the Astro Orbiter, what's that called? The lunching pad or something.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure
that's a place where the treats are too.
Okay. And then I see Mickey and Minnie as like these really cool costumes. Where do you go see them? Like costumes.
I think they are in the same place in the Town Square Theater that they normally are. Jack and Sally are up there, and I think in the other theater is Mickey and Minnie in their little costumey Halloween things. And then obviously they're in the parade and their stuff.
Right. That was awesome. And then they have one other little thing, the Cadaver Dan's Barbershop Quartet.
They're good. The Cadaver Dans are great, man. They're dressed like they're like grave diggers. And those are actually in the Boo to You parade. The grave diggers are the coolest part.
Oh yeah,
they do this crazy dance, and they have shovels which they scrape on the ground and they shoot up sparks. It's really cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, the spark part's really cool. Yeah,
the spark part is really
one thing I thought was bizarre. Clarabelle has her own float in the Halloween parade.
She does. I never understood that, but yeah. Now that you say that, I do remember Clarabelle has her own, like, we're showcasing Clarabelle here for Halloween. That makes
I don't get it.
A lot of sense. a lot of sense.
This is awesome. Thank you so much, Brandon.
I
promise you got to promise me if I come down during one of these time periods, you'll go to this.
I'll go with you 100%. If you come down even for the Christmas party, I like the Christmas party too. It's not quite as exciting, but the parade is good and the fireworks are almost just as good. So yeah, if you come down fall or Christmas time, we're going.
Sounds good. So are you going to go this year? Are you going to go this?
I don't think we're going to make it this year. I wish we could go, but just with the little one, it's just,
I hear
you know,
it's curious.
Yeah, that's late for her to stay up. So,
so
maybe next year.
I was literally thinking while we were talking about stuff like you bring your daughter like to these amazing events, it'll be so cute. So
it'll be fun. I can't wait till she's old enough to go.
Yeah, it's very cool. All right, well,
awesome.
It's a heat wave in New York. I didn't even bring up what is it today? Is that just randomly?
It's actually been nice here. The humidity's way down, so it's 90, but it doesn't feel like 90. It feels like it's in the 80s. But you guys have been sweltering up there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so weird. Like it literally was like, I think even last show it was cold. Like we had the weirdest August. It was very mild. It was cold. Literally it was chilly the other day. It was literally one night here was in 58 degrees, which was crazy. It was like, I can't believe it was 58. And then my son started school today. They don't really have much air conditioning in the school, which is kind of annoying. I know they probably have air conditioning in Florida, and it's like, we actually got a heat wave warning. So for some reason it's like 95 tomorrow. It's going to be your weather. It's like super hot. Like I literally went out. I went food shopping last night. It was dark. And I came out, it was like 91, my car said, which was crazy. So it felt like it was like I was in Florida. So we're switching temperatures again. And then next week it's back.
Next week it'll be 50s or something ridiculous.
It's very weird. But it messed up because it messed up our summer pretty much swimming wise, because the ocean was cold and the pools were cold because it was so cold at night. The water was so cold, but it just stinks. But we're into fall soon. But I can't believe I'm complaining. It's 90s in September, and you're probably like, shut up, Rob.
Shut your mouth. Just shut up. You've had a week of 90s. Calm down, Rob.
All right, Brandon. Well, we wish the best. I hope Dave's good. He's traveling, and I don't know. It's up in the air. We might do another.
We might do another one.
We don't know.
Maybe.
Dave was up in the air when he was coming back. We're not sure. So
we'll see. We'll check in with Dave. You may see just Rob and I, or Dave may be back next time.
Yeah, we miss you, Dave.
We miss you, Dave. We'll see you.
Who's going to do the bicycle, though? I think you have to do the bicycle. You might have to do. Wait. Hold on a sec. I could do that, of course, and you laugh when I do that. Can I borrow Dave's?
Do it.
Can I borrow it? Is that all right?
But you have to do both things. You have to do Dave's, and then I'll say mine, and then you got to finish with yours, because
I forget how he ends the show, though. So.
We can't forget yours.
How about we do the?
I think it just says until next time.
Okay.
Right. Yeah, we'll do. Yeah, let's do that in honor of Dave. We'll end it. We will end it together in honor of Dave.
I don't know if you're a good listener to this show, the past couple weeks they just crack up whenever I do my whatever I do at the end of the show. So this is big. This is big. All right.
This is big. All right, here we go.
All right. Until next time, everyone. Happy Halloween. Until next time.
Bicycle. Peace.